main-event fighter, the challenger, one of the few fighters in the world who is willing to go monster hunting. He is from Melbourne, Australia. He is a former world title challenger, the only loss coming via controversial split decision to Emmanuel Rodriguez for the IBF title a couple years back. He's coming off a big win over Leonardo Baez on June 25, which was televised live on ESPN. He is right now in Las Vegas getting ready for the biggest fight of his life. Please welcome Jason Maloney. And before we get to Jason, I want to talk to Bob. You've gotten to know the Maloney brothers very well. You've gotten to know Jason very well this past year. Can you talk about how excited you are for this fight and what you think Jason will bring to the table against the man many experts regard as pound for pound the best fighter in the world?
Well, we know that Inoue is been tremendous in the bantamweight division. Indeed, he is on everybody's pound for pound list. And talking about pound for pound lists, the Athletic, as their 10 pound for pound list came out over the weekend, and top ranked fighters were 7 of those 10 pound for pound fighters. But Jason Maloney is the one fighter, I believe, that has the opportunity to upset and beat Inoue. It's going to be a tough task, but Jason is a real tough guy and knows how to fight and is not afraid and has the opportunity to beat Inoue. And I know that the Australian fans feel that way because Jason's fight with Inoue will be shown on pay-per-view all over Australia, and we expect hundreds of thousands of Aussies to tune into that fight.
Thank you, Bob. And sorry, I accidentally muted the boss, Bob. I'm sorry about that. I did not mean to mute you. Now joining us on the line, again, just as a reminder, raise hand button, private message, shoot me a text, and we will get to your questions. But now joining us on the line, live from Las Vegas, vis-a-vis Melbourne, Australia, Jason Maloney. Jason, same question I had for Bob, I had for you. A lot of people in and around the bantamweight division want nothing to do with Naoya Inoue, making excuses not to fight him. You're running into that head first. Can you talk about the confidence and why you feel you're the man to dethrone arguably the pound for pound best fighter in the world?
Yeah, thanks, Evan. It's good to join you all. And mate, I think every fighter should want to fight the best. That's why we're in the sport. My dream and my goal is to be the best bantamweight in the world, and the only way to make that happen is to beat Inoue. And I've been working towards this opportunity and wanted this opportunity for a long time, and it's finally here. And I'm completely confident, and I know I've got what it takes to beat him. And Saturday night's the opportunity to prove it, and I can't wait. I'm ready to go.
And our first question, fittingly enough, comes from Down Under. Jason with Fight View 360 Australia. Please go ahead when ready, sir.
Yeah, g'day, Jason. Congratulations on the opportunity, mate. My question is that if you are successful, you'll go up on the same lines as the biggest upset along with Jeff Horn and Lionel Rose when he defeated Fighting 100 back in 1968. Looking to the future, where would you like to fight in Australia, and what stadium would you like to bring a huge fight to? What's the Etihad or Suncorp or ANZ? And finally, the grand finals happened on the weekend. Richmond and the Melbourne Storm got up, as you can see there by my hat. Your thoughts on the grand finals for the weekend?
Yeah, g'day, mate. Look, obviously not looking too far ahead. I've got a big task on Saturday night, but obviously once I get past Inoue, the sky's the limit, and I would love to have a massive, super fight down under in Australia. And, I think being from Melbourne myself, the absolute dream venue would probably be the MCG. To pack out the MCG with 100,000 people would be the ultimate goal and the ultimate dream, and beating Inoue and becoming a unified world champion and one of the this will go down as the biggest win in Australian boxing history. So I think we can get a lot of support behind me once I get past Inoue, and if we can fill the MCG, then geez, how special would that be? And then going on to the other half of your question, mate. Didn't get to catch any of the grand finals over the weekend, but obviously great to see the Storm get up, and Richmond did a great job too, and looked like Dustin Martin absolutely cleaned up. So good on him.
And thank you very much, Jason. And next we go to Matt from Behind the Gloves. Matt, please go ahead when ready.
Hiya, Jason. Many people in boxing see Inoue as pound for pound number one, and also one of the most dangerous punchers in boxing at the minute. What do you see in his game that you feel that you can exploit going into your fight on Saturday?
Yeah, obviously a great fighter. I've got a lot of respect for him, and obviously, like you said, he's got great power. But I see chinks in his armour. I think when he is extremely aggressive and obviously backs his power the way he does come in reckless at times, and can, he is there to be hit, and he can be, as Donaire showed, he can be hit and he can be hurt. And I just back my ability, mate. It's not like I'm just looking at Inoue like, I can see this big weakness. I want to fight him for that reason. I want to fight him because I want to be the best, and I back my ability. And I know how hard I've worked over the past 17 years to get to this opportunity, and I believe in myself, and I'm going to do absolutely whatever it takes to win this fight.
You both share a common opponent in Emmanuel Rodriguez. Obviously, you had a close fight with him, and Inoue dispatched him in 2 rounds. But do you see this fight as basically a case of styles make fights, and that you're prepared to fight, fire with fire and meet him in the centre of the ring?
Yeah, definitely. And, we know that even though we share a common opponent, that's not exactly how boxing works. Just because he beat him and I didn't doesn't mean anything. And to be honest, if that fight was 2 years ago, and if I was to fight Rodriguez now, or even if I was to fight myself 2 years ago, I reckon I'd knock both of those guys out too. So I'm not taking too much away from that common fight or common opponent. I know how much I've improved over the past 2 years, and this is a completely different animal to the one that Rodriguez fought.
Thank you very much. And now we go to Mike Dixon. Mike, you're asked to unmute, so please unmute and ask your question.
Hi, Jason. The Las Vegas odds makers listed you as an underdog at plus 600. Does this give you like an added motivation or a chip on your shoulder to win on Saturday?
Yeah, absolutely. I love being the underdog, and I love proving people wrong and going out here and, as I've said before, shocking the world. This is the opportunity. I know a lot of people don't give me a chance in this fight, and that just gives me extra motivation and an extra fire in the belly to go out there and show people what can be done. People play some of these fighters like Inoue and like they did do with Lomachenko on this pedestal and think that they're unbeatable, but they're not. We're all human. We're all got 2 arms and 2 legs, and everyone has weaknesses. Everybody can be beaten, and I'm going to go out there and show everybody what belief, hard work, and having the guts to be brave enough and dare to be great can do. And I can't wait to go out there and achieve this. It's going to be very special, and I look forward to proving everybody wrong.
Thank you very much, Mike. And next we go back down under, and I have to say fight week with a prominent Australian fighter does not feel the same without the Australian media here. So on behalf of Top Rank, I cannot wait till the Aussie media comes back. We had some great times during Crawford Horn Fight Week, especially when you all stalked the gym to try and get a look at Terrence Crawford. There's some classic moments there. So now, on that note, we go to Brock Ellis from Australia Boxing. Brock, please go ahead when ready.
Thanks, Evan. It's great to have an Australian presence here, albeit virtually. Jason, I wanted to ask, do you feel like you're one of the rare fighters to have benefited from the global pandemic?
G'day, Brock. How are you, mate? Yeah, I do, mate. It's obviously when the whole pandemic hit, it was a pretty scary thought to think that I might have been sitting on the sidelines for the rest of the year. Obviously, I was originally scheduled to fight on April 25th, and that fight was called off. And it was a scary thought to think that what's going to happen. You know, I'm 29 years old in the peak of my career and chomping at the bit to get another chance at a world title, and I can't fight. So it was a pretty scary thought. But thankfully, I'm signed to the best promotional company in the world in Top Rank, and they didn't let the pandemic stop boxing. They brought it back in the bubble, and I've been given two of the biggest opportunities of my life. And I took the first opportunity in June with both hands and had a good performance against Baez, but this one is going to be even better, and I've got the opportunity of a lifetime against Inoue here, and I'm 100% ready to go, and I'm going to grab this opportunity with both hands, put on the absolute performance of my life, and this year will go down, even though it's been such a shocking year for most people in the world, it'll go down as the best year in my life.
And just on that Baez fight, in Australia, it's widely seen as one of your best, if not your best performance. For those who hadn't seen you previously, do you think that's a good sample of what you're capable of?
Man, I was happy with that performance, but I still haven't shown anywhere near what I'm fully capable of doing inside the ring, I don't think, and that's what excites me. That Saturday night, this is where it's my time to shine. This is the biggest platform, and this is where I go out and show everybody actually what I'm capable of doing. And again, I think that's part of the reason I am a big underdog, is that people don't know what I'm capable of doing inside the ropes, and I'm looking forward to showing it on Saturday night, and there's no better way and no better place to show it.
Thank you very much, Brock. Now we go back to the United States with Jake Donovan from Boxing Scene. Jake, you have a question for Jason first and then one for Bob, correct? So shoot when ready, sir.
Thanks, Evan. Hey, Jason, good catching up with you again.
You too,
thank you, appreciate it. So I wanted to ask, what does it mean for you that you and Andrew continue to enjoy this ride together? Not just, that you're fighting on the same schedule, basically, even though 2 weeks apart this time, but that you're both entering pretty much the biggest fights of your respective careers at the same time.
Yeah, it's very special, Jake. It's, me and Andrew walked into the boxing gym together for our first day 17 years ago, and mate, there's been a lot of hard work and a lot of sacrifices, and we've been together every step of the way, and rolled the roller coaster together. A lot of ups and a lot of downs, and a lot of hard work. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And in 3 weeks' time, we can get on a plane with 4 world titles on that plane and go home to Australia and celebrate together with each other, but also our friends and our family and everyone who's supported us since day one. So it's going to be very, very special, mate. And, all those years of hard work and sacrifices will all be worth it once we both achieve this dream. Firstly with myself Saturday, but then Andrew obviously on November 14. And it's a very, very exciting thing to think about. And it gives me that extra motivation to go out there and make sure that we get the job done.
Great. Thank you so much, Jason. Best of luck this Saturday. And then, Bob, for you, I wanted to ask, as Jason mentioned, he and Andrew were supposed to come over here in April. Inoue and Casimiro were supposed to fight, I think, right a week after Jason's fight. Was it always in the plans that Jason would essentially get this opportunity, even way back then?
Well, first, Jake, we put him in with a very, very good opponent in his last fight. And our matchmakers wanted to see, they had heard about it, they had seen film, they wanted to see for themselves the level of his competence and how good a fighter he was. We had heard all these stories. And he passed the test. And so when it came to making the match with Inoue, we felt that it was a very competitive fight and that Jason had a real good chance upset Inoue, and so we made the match.
Thank you, Bob. And we have one final question for Jason, and we'll let him get back to his day. Cynthia Conte, you should be unmuted, so please go ahead.
Norway is known as a monster with a very good power.
Cynthia, can you please? There's something going on with your volume. Can you please check your volume and then ask the question again? Sorry, you said it was a bit muffled.
Can you hear me now?
Still not great. If you want, try it once more. Maybe speak a little louder, and maybe we'll be able to make it out.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect. Go ahead.
Okay. Inoue is known for his devastating power. There's a reason why he is called the monster. We've seen him in other fights. He's knocked people out in like 2 rounds or even 1 round. Talk about your training camp. Have you brought in different sparring partners? And how do you get ready for so much power like that? Are you bringing in different weight class sparring partners for this camp?
Yeah, look, he's got exceptional power, but I believe that I do too. And in terms of the sparring partners and the preparation, we've had a really good mix of sparring partners. We had some good sparring back home in Australia, and then I've had 5 different sparring partners that we've been switching throughout the training camp over here in Vegas. And 3 of the guys are actually staying in this house with us at the moment, the sparring partners, and we've had them watching Inoue every day. That's their homework, study Inoue, and when they come into the ring with me, their job is to be little imitations of Inoue, and they're jumping in, trying to have the same movements and trying to throw the same shots as Inoue, and trying to give me, the same look that Inoue's going to give me once we get inside the ring. And they've done a tremendous job. I've been going through 12 rounds and they've been getting in and out and giving me a fresh look, and all of them are coming at me as, a mimicked version of Inoue. And it's been really great sparring and really great preparation. I couldn't be more ready. It's the fight of my life, but this preparation's been the best preparation I've ever had, physically and mentally. I've never been in this sort of mind frame or this sort of shape, and I'm absolutely ready to go. And I'm confident that after all these years, Saturday night's going to be the best night of my life, and can't wait to stand in the ring at the end of that fight with those 3 bullets around my waist, and the sky's the limit after that. I guess lastly, like you touched on with his power, it's a fight. I know, you can't swim without getting wet. I know I'm going to have to wear some of his shots, but believe me, I can take a shot. I've never been hurt or dropped or knocked out ever in over my 100 fights. I know that I'm going to have to, take some of his shots, and I'm going to have to probably go through a little bit of adversity to win this fight. But as I said, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. One thing that separates us, I believe, is the will. I don't think anyone in this division wants it as bad as I do. And on Saturday night, I'll show what I'm willing to go through to make sure that I come out successful.
And and if some of the undercard fights run short, we're going to show video of him and Andrew sparring one another, because I'm sure that is some incredible action. So, Jason, sorry, we bugged the gym. You and Andrew sparring will be on ESPN Plus Saturday night. Before we go, Jason, any final thoughts that you want to relay to everybody watching and to all the media here today?
Yeah, look, thanks for your time, everybody. A massive thank you to Bob, firstly, for this opportunity. Obviously, it's the opportunity that I've been working towards for 17 years, as I mentioned, and I'm so thankful that this opportunity is finally here. On Saturday night, I've got the chance to achieve my dreams, and as I said, the preparation's been absolutely fantastic, and I'm very, very confident that I'm about to go out there and achieve something very special. So don't miss it. Tune in. Bob did say that he thinks it's going to be possibly Fight of the Year, and he's a smart man. This is going to be Fight of the Year and Upset of the Year as well for a lot of people. And I can't wait. So tune in and watch something very special.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jason. Quick programming note. Again, starting at 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Plus. The entire card will be on ESPN Plus. So we've got the 2 world title fights, Michaela Mayer, Eva Bernica, Jason Maloney against Inoue. And also in action, we've got Jared Anderson. We've got perhaps the best prospect / contender in boxing, and Jesse Bam Rodriguez, who returns, the mini Lomachenko from San Antonio, as I call him. So we got a really stacked card starting at 7:30. Tune in early. And then the 2 world title fights will begin around 10 p.m. Eastern time, give or take, but have your stream going the entire time so you don't want to miss anything. And I thank everybody for joining us today. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Jason. And we will see you all soon. Good night.